basketball. It's all NBA. I'm not even gonna talk about what we just got past March Madness and all that hoopla over the females, which did their goddamn thing, had the highest ratings, of all time in that sport. But this is a totally different issue. This is professional basketball. This is the big leagues. This is the ultimate. And I just watched my off again, on again Sixers. Sometimes I'm rooting for them. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm just going with the other team. I'm not even going to go for the Sixers this time because they're in my area. I'm within the metropolitan area of Philadelphia. I'm in the Delaware Valley. I'm in that area where the Sixers play and the games are broadcast. It's in that I'm in that market. So they won last night, and whatever this in playoffs game thing is, as long as they don't have those ugly ass courts, I'm all right. They can do this in was it play in games or something like that. They can do that as much as they want, just as long as they don't get those goddamn ugly ass courts on out again. So, but it was nasty. It was a nasty game. I watched just a little bit. I was just like, God damn! They call it a slugfest. They call it a throwing rocks game and all kinds of mess. It was just wild. So it was entertaining at the same time, and to some degree. But what I really want to talk about is New York, concrete jungle. Where the rest. But yeah, so I want to talk about New York City. I had three main teams as a young man. I was 11, 12, 13 years old. It was of course, the Sixers because that was the hometown. That was closest to the hometown. Then it was the Knicks, and then it was the Lakers. But I always wanted the Knicks to be the main one because that's where everything was. That's why you see in the crowd. You see, oh my God, who's that? It's Spike Lee. It's like, and oh my God, who's that? It's I don't know, Kevin Bacon or whoever the hell it is. It's like that. That's the East Coast, L.A. Because L.A. had, of course, Phil. I mean, not Phil. What's his name? Oh God damn! I think what's his name? Uh, Jack Nicholson. God damn. That's how my brain is. My brain is all screwy and wiry. But Jack Nicholson and Goldie Hawn and all these different celebrities at the Lakers games. Big Rigger, you want to ask me a question? You got to send in $20. $20 if you want to ask me a question. That's the house minimum. You can send it to my PayPal, which is $ SkyLerSaunders 1. That's just the number 1. And my PayPal, paypal.me/ SkyLerSaunders, Skylar Saunders. So I'll answer that question if you send me $20 right now. So if you want to be left in the dark and not know what your question refers to, then don't send the $20. But send the $20, I'll be happy to tell you. Shed a little more light on the situation. All right, okay. Haha, you beg for money on YouTube. Okay, is it begging if PBS is sending out telethons and people like the DuPont and the Carnegies and the Rockefellers have different campaigns to raise funds? Is that begging? Know your history. Know what you're talking about. I appreciate the hate. I'm not going to put you in timeout. I'm not going to take you out of the live chat. Keep on hating, but just let it be known that $20 for a question, or you just don't get your question answered. So you can say ha ha ha. You can laugh all you want, but that's just the facts of it. The DuPont, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, multi-billion-dollar families still ask for donations. It's facts. So let's just keep it like that. But I'm talking about basketball right now. Basketball is still one of the major four sports, and for the men, hockey, baseball, football, and of course the round ball on the hardwood. Pause. No Diddy. But yeah. So I think it's very vital that we have as many discussions as we can about this basketball thing, because I want the Knicks to win. Because when I got older, got to my mid-20s, and I was living in Massachusetts, I was like, man, I'm going for Boston, man. This is all Boston. I'm rocking the Red Sox fitted. I'm rocking, I'm going to the different spots, going to the train station, talking about the terminal, or the area where the train stops for you to get on. The place is built within the TD Garden. It's like it's either right next to it or within it. And Red Auerbach, the famous late great Red Auerbach, the coach for the Celtics, his signature is right there, and his I think his statue is also right there as well. So I was just enamored by that, and plus the Celtics have always been one of the top tier teams, and I think they have more wins than the Lakers. I think they have 17, and I think the Lakers have 16. Somebody get your Twitter fingers, your X fingers, get them to saying, "Oh no, you're wrong, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about basketball. You don't know about sports." Hey, I freely admit it. I haven't cared about basketball since 2002. 2000 really, and then 2002 I got interested in a little bit because of LeBron James and his storied career that he's still playing. He's still. It doesn't seem like he's showing any signs of stopping. He's trying to get as many records broken, trying to get as many championships. But like last year's champions, the Nuggets, prevented him from winning that. So. But I want the Knicks. This Jalen Brunson guy is the truth. He set records. He has the most. Let me see. He has 8 consecutive 3-pointers made in 9 most made. Let me make sure I get it right. Let me make sure I get this right. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna make sure I get this right. Okay, here it is. This is these are his stats. He has. I'm looking for him. I just saw him. Hold on. I just saw him. I gotta look for it. God damn it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. He set the NBA record for most 3-point shots made in a half without a miss, 8, and tied the NBA record for most 3-point shots made in a single game without a miss, 9. So he's the East Coast Curry. He's the East Coast Curry. He be shooting them threes. He's all right. I'm not mad at Brunson. I think he could take him to the promised land. And I just want to see it because like people like Spike Lee, that's the most famous Knick fan of all time, I think. I want to see his goofy ass run around the court. I want to see him jump on on Brunson like he jumped on Samuel L. Jackson. The way he did at the Oscars when he won. I put it in quotes when he won the Academy Award for Best adapted screenplay. I think it was. He was one of the writers for Black Klansman. But that would just be a sight, and just the history, just the idea of the Knicks not having won a championship since Nixon was in office. Okay, let that be known. The Sixers haven't won since I think either Reagan or Carter. I think it's Reagan. Yeah, I think it was Reagan. They haven't won since Reagan was in office. And the history of New York, obviously September 11, 2001. I'm glad that the Yankees had won since then at the end of the 2009 season. They were able to get a championship. And what's interesting with the Yankees is they had a whole decade, the 2010s, teens, I guess you can say it, without a championship. It was the first time ever that they had a decade without a championship. So, and the Giants, I mean, they did their goddamn thing. They technically aren't really New York, even though it says New York Giants. They play at the Meadowland. They play in New Jersey. So let's get that clear. They're New Jersey Giants and New Jersey Jets. Let's make a clear distinction there. They don't even play on New York soil. Same way with the Statue of Liberty. Everybody thinks, oh, the Statue of Liberty is in New York. No, it's actually in the New Jersey Harbor. It's actually in New Jersey. So you have to, really respond to that and pick that up. So I think that it would be a boost. It would be a great boost to the morale of New Yorkers and, even the East Coast. Especially since Diddy, took his dive, his whole mess, conundrum and his quagmire that he found himself in. New York needs some kind of, savior, some kind of something that they can believe in. They need a hero. I'm taking that from the song "Hero" by Nas, by the way. But they just need something that they can cheer for, and I think the Knicks can do it. I think the Celtics are crazy. The Celtics are number one. They have like a 780 percentage winning percentage. So that's like amazing. That's close to the record levels that the Bulls and the Warriors set. It's up there. But and they maintained the number one spot the entire. It didn't fluctuate throughout the season. They maintained it for I think a good few weeks. So I think that's pretty amazing. That's pretty extraordinary. But with this basketball stuff, the article that is attached to this video is asking whether the Sixers have the steam, whether they have the capacity to go against the New York Knicks. And whether they'll be healthy enough, whether Embiid will be able to perform still, just coming back off of his knee injury. Batum seems like the truth. He seems like a true shooter. He seems like he's clutch. He seems like he can get the job done in the case of it. Tobias Harris was benched late in the game yesterday. The head coach, found he needed to get sit down. So Batum, Embiid, and Maxey. I mean, this is what the thing with the Sixers. They have two All-Stars and a reigning MVP in Embiid, and they can really have give the Knicks some work, give them some trouble. But I think with Jalen Brunson and company, they probably have a better chance at beating the Sixers if they are if they're all healthy enough, if they're all have enough stamina and enough assurance behind them. They can make it. They can do it. They can go all the way. I really want to see that. I just would love to see the Knicks, and then maybe the Sixers afterwards. But the Knicks definitely. I mean, it's just like they had heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, especially in the 90s when they were really good. They were really great in the 90s. They were contenders, and up to 2000, they had really great and excellent energy. They had everything going for them. Then they had the infamous Patrick Ewing layup. What the hell? People all over the world were like, "No, what are you doing? Why are you laying it up? Why'd you do the finger roll?" He had the finger roll, and the ball just rolled around the rim and out. I'm like, you should have slammed you should have slammed that shit home. Like, that's all he had to do was just slam it home. Bam! Slam it on their head. But he said, oh, finger roll. It's why he's ringless. So many people are ringless because of Jordan. I mean, this is a long list of all-stars and Hall of Famers that are ringless. Allen Iverson, what's his name? Gary Payton. No, Gary Payton has a ring. Excuse me. I have to correct that. He has, but it was after Jordan. It was after Jordan. But Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, just to name a few. that are completely ringless. Gary Payton won a ring with the Heat, I think it was. Yeah, with NBA when it was in with the Miami Heat, which interestingly retired Michael Jordan's jersey 23, and is I think the only team to retire his jersey in the whole entire league, which is I thought was kind of weird, but well no I think obviously Chicago retired his jersey too. Chicago and Miami retired Michael Jordan's 23. So um I just like this Jalen Brunson guy. He seems really cool under pressure. He seems like he can get the shot off and make it clean and have it go in. That's what I think is special about him. Special about the Knicks, and because they are the number one market. They're the number one. They're the epicenter for everything, for business, for finance, for the news companies, for shooting different television series and films, for modeling, for fashion shows, for art, for museums, for it just New York is just the greatest city in the world. Greatest city, and had it just caught a bad one over 2 decades ago, and it has yet to really recuperate from it. I don't think fully, because the Knicks haven't won. I'm just gonna put that out there. If the Knicks win, it will be a completely different world. It will be an upheaval. It will be a completely different, idea of okay, wow. And if the Knicks were to go like three, and there's another thing too. When people talk about greed, they don't mean to say greed. They mean to say gluttony. Greed is good. Greed is a virtue. Okay? And I remember back in 2000, what was it? No, not even 2000. It was 1998. 1998. Okay? The three-peat repeat of the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Ron Howard. Maybe not Ron Howard. What's his name? That's the director. Hold on. What's his name? Harper. Excuse me. Ron Harper. Ron Harper and the whole gang. Bill Winnington. All of them. All those cats. They're like, shit, man. We can go for another one. And they saw it on the T-shirts. People were selling T-shirts. Seventh heaven. Seven is heaven. Like, that's greed. That's greed. That's wanting more. That's doing greater. Thank you. I said Harper. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, official J-Dub. And Big Daddy Stovepipe. Go Cowboys. Yeah, this is my dad's room. This is his study, his man cave, and his office. So I'm just using it because it has better lighting than my own room. But yeah, he's the Cowboy fan. 90% of the stuff that you see around this room, my family bought for him. He didn't buy most of the stuff. He bought some of it, but he didn't buy most of it. But for Mother's Day, Father's Day, his birthday, Christmas, all that. Yeah, so that's what enlightens me. We gotta stop talking. We can't talk about football. It's all about basketball now. It's all about basketball. Um, so really, it's like you want more, because if the Knicks win, if they do win all of it, the championship, they're gonna want more. They're gonna say, hey, can they go back to back? Oh, can they repeat? Can they three-peat? Oh, can they get 4 more? Can they do 5 alive? Can they do 6 is the shit? 7 is heaven. That's what they wanted. That's called greed, kids. That's greedy. And that's a good thing. You want to do more. You want to excel more. You want to do better. You want to have greater. You want to have the greatest. You want to have the best. That's the greatest part about being greedy. That's the best part. So, I think that with the Sixers and the Knicks, it's gonna be a hard scrabble game. I think it's gonna be more horrible scrabble than even the Heat. And I was watching that game. I was just thinking to myself, damn, this is messy. They just going all over the court. They going on up here and down there, and this is the first time I ever heard this. I'm admitting this to all of you, or both of you, or whoever is there. I never knew there was a defensive zone. Defensive. Well, I didn't. Well, I think I did. I know there's an offensive triangle. There's a triangle offense. But what I'm trying to say is, if there was a defense, a offensive zone, and there was a defensive zone, I wasn't sure if there was actually a defensive zone. They used that multiple times last night, the Heat, and have used it multiple times over the course of a few seasons, actually. And that's the part that really excites me. That that they're able to use plays, that they're able to use strategy, they use the thinking. It's a think. Any game that involves thought is a thinking man's game. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's a thinking man's game. Chess is a thinking man's game." Well, so is basketball, football, hockey, golf. You have to think. You have to put your mind and integrate it, and pay attention to whatever the circumstances are. Should I pass it? Should I have a layup here? Should I coordinate the offense? Should I switch up the play? All these things come into into the mix of things. So that's the best part. I think that's really cool. But yeah, this Jalen Brunson guy, he seems like this is his first year as an NBA All Star. I think he's destined for greatness. He's destined probably for the league a Hall of Fame. He seems like the truth. I don't mind it. But you got that, Speedy Gonzalez ass nigga, Maxi. He is definitely a problem. He deserves that achievement of being an NBA All Star. Because he is all over the place. He runs. His speed is just amazing, and all he has to do is go right to the hoop. He goes cross court. He goes from right on the defensive side to the offensive side with speed and agility, and that is rarely seen nowadays. The game is sometimes slower. Sometimes I'm gonna hit the 3-point shot from out here. Everybody wants to do what Curry does or used to do. I don't even know if they fell way off. Like the Warriors currently stand at God damn, whoa, that 10th place. They were the reigning champs not too long ago. Now they're in 10th place. They're almost under 500. They're just above 500. The next one is the Rockets, and they're right at 500. That's the goofy part and the interesting part of this game. You don't know, and I know Boston fans are real happy. They're excited because on hockey, I know I'm just trying to talk about basketball, but I'm just giving you an inference. Hockey, the Bruins are number one, and they're as far as I know. Let me make 100%. Let me make sure of that. Okay, they're number two, but that's still top. They were number one for a long time. They were one for a long time. But number two is still pretty good. But Massachusetts is usually happy about their sports teams anyway, since Brady came through. I know I'm talking about other sports, but I'm just giving you a context of different ones. But what I think is just so great is the fact that the Knicks are so close to a championship. They're not. It's not like, oh, they're shut out. There's no way. They're in like 12th, 13th place. They're not even in contention for the championship. It's like, no, they really have the opportunity now. They have the chance. They have the ability. They have the capability to do so. That's what I think is so amazing. That's what I like to see. That's what makes me, I'm nobody's fan, but I'm a supporter. I'm a big supporter of, greatness, just excellence. That's what I want to see in life and in my sports teams. I want to see them to be great. I want to see, even if I'm not a fan, quote unquote, I like to see LeBron James do well. I like to see him be the greatest person in the league, even though he's not the greatest person in the league. You got Djokovic and all these other players that are stepped up and made themselves better. But I think LeBron James is definitely he's in the running. He's not finished either. They're in seventh place, I think, for the West. Let me make sure. The Lakers, yeah, they're in seventh place, 573% wins. So I mean, I'm not mad. I'm really not mad at that. I think it's beneficial and it's extraordinary. It's a wonderful ideal that you know you have the greats. That wouldn't that be some shit if LeBron James came to New York? That would shut down. I mean, it was already big that he came to L.A. because everyone was like, "Oh, LeBron's going to Hollywood," and I'm sure he's enjoying himself in L.A. and he's having a good time. But if he just came over to New York, just said, "You know what? I'm packing my bags." How does Frank Sinatra say? These little town blues are melting away. I wanna be a part of it. You know. That would be extraordinary, but I don't think that's going to happen. Of course, I don't see that happening. But even his former team is not terrible. Cavaliers are number 4 in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks, which were number 2, they're number 3 now. Of course, the number 2 slot, the Knicks. So the Knicks, really turned themselves around. Got a 610 winning percentage. They're firing on all cylinders in that regard. If you want to use a cliche, okay, we got official J Dub says I wouldn't bet on them though. And he laughs. Then he says LeBron was supposed to come to the Knicks before going to Miami. I didn't know that. Wow, see, that's how out of the loop I am with basketball. I'm like, I'll catch a game here, and then I watch the playoffs, and then I watch the finals. But I didn't know the ins and outs and the back deals and the different trades and stuff like that. I did not know that. But thank you for that, official J Dub. I appreciate that, sir. If you are, sir, I have to make sure I'm not dissing the ladies because I do have ladies that come in. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, but could you imagine if LeBron James for the Knicks? Oh, Spike would lose his mind. He would have a 6-part documentary series just on LeBron's, his sneakers or something like that. It's got to be the shoes. It's got to be the shoes. Like he would lose his mind. He would flip out. I'm surprised they let him back in the Garden. Because I think he was, for a moment there, he was permanently banned or banned for a few months or something like that. Way back, it was a few years ago. I can't remember though. With Wade and Bosch, but they wanted to keep Stoudemire. Okay, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. But we got Mike G. WTF? I'm trying not to cuss. So then he has the emojis. So very little bit, very light on the language skills there, my friend. You're not conveying a proper message to the world. This is World Wide Web. Remember that. And these videos are being recorded, so remember that. But I'm talking about basketball primarily. I dip my toe in the other sports just to give you context, of what the different areas are. Like I'll give you an example, like for football and baseball and basketball and hockey. The title town in the 2000 teens was Boston and New England. Boston, Massachusetts, and the New England states. Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I'm missing one. New Hampshire. Yeah. And Rhode Island, of course. So all those different states. If I miss one, please tell my dumb ass. Oh, you missed my state, man. But that's what I think is crucial. Okay, here's Mike G some words. Here, very few people are going to see this video, Napoleon. Well, that's okay. So what's your point? Very few people watch it. You took the time to write all that out, and is that going to affect my life at all? No. You must not know my history. I have very little views on a lot of my offerings, so it doesn't hurt me. I keep going. It's not stopping me. I get more money. I made thousands of dollars off of this broadcast without a super chat or a super sticker or any of that silly shit. So it's what you want to do, my friend. If you want to donate, you can donate. Skylar Saunders is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS or Cash App $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. So people have donated. Nobody knows your history, Blinky. Well, that's cute. That's cute. Because there are people that do know my history. And you have just lied. And that makes you a liar. I'm not a liar. I don't get on this mic and lie. I tell the truth at all times. At all times. Every time. Even when I lie, I tell the truth. Just like Scarface. Just like Tony Montana. Even when I lie, I tell the truth. I tell the truth every time, even if I lie. So, obviously, you're out of the loop because I have, 531 subscribers. So you don't have to, to know that, but I just have to put that out there to let you know that people obviously do know my history if I have 531 subscribers. Okay, you're not my bro, but he says, I'm just trolling you. I'm sorry. I'm bored at work. Enjoy your live. Okay. I'm not your bro, though. I'm not your bro. I have 3 bros. 4 bros, technically. I have double that. Well, that's excellent. Great for you. Let's hear it for him. That's great. Wonderful. You blowing up. That's good. Fantastic. That's great. That's good. But I got to get back to the show. So, we have, great teams. I mean, the Pacers are going to face off against the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to give the Pacers some trouble. I really don't see the Pacers, Pacers are... do they have any breakout stars? The Bucks definitely have a Tentacumpo. A Tentacumpos. They have in the Lopez brothers. They have the brothers system with the Bucks, and so I don't know if Pacers have that many players. They're number 6 and the Bucks are number 3. So, but there are upsets. There are reversals, and there are different places and times where teams have shown risen to the occasion. Another cliche, have done extraordinary things, despite the fact that they were called down and shown to be lesser than. That's very true. That's very true. But Antetokounmpo is an MVP. He I think did he win? Let me make sure, cause I know you niggas. You niggas, you're funny. You're funny style. And if you really want to help me out, Mike G, tell 3 people about me, but don't tell 4 people about me. If you're still at work, if you're still watching, say there's a guy with a black hat and a gold tie, and then let the 4th person say, who is that goofy nigga with the black hat and the gold tie? And don't tell them anything. Just let them wonder. Almost 1 million views on my videos. I'm giving your channel some love, Goofy. Well, that's the truth is. I just said I am Goofy. I'm a goofy nigga. I'm wearing the gold tie and the black hat and the black shirt. Just tell 4 or 5 people about me, Mike G. That'll help me out. If you don't want to help me out, that's fine too. It's your prerogative. That's what's part of the world. That's what's so great. You have the free will, that not coming from God or some supreme force, but from rationality and your own sense of understanding reality, truth. That's where free will comes from. But let me make sure Tentacoopo, yeah, Giannis, Tentacoopo. Okay, the Greek Freak he's been NBA champion and Finals champion in 2021. He was the MVP in 2019 and 2020. So he's definitely a problem. Salute. I appreciate that. See, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you the truth. I don't lie. It's not something that I do because I go to sleep at night knowing that I told the truth. If I told a lie, I'm like, God damn, that it's gonna keep me up. I'm gonna be like, shit. I should have said something real. I should have told the truth. I sleep well. I sleep very well, and I like to keep that streak of sleeping well by telling the truth at all times. So I appreciate the subscription, sir. Thank you for that. So let me see. I'm looking for it right now. Okay, so this is kind of funny. Okay. I was just doing a little bit of research. I forgive me for the time, the lapse and vocals, but I was looking at Titakumpo. He's the truth. 2-time MVP of the league. He's a problem. He's definitely an issue, and it seems like he gets better. Like he reminds me of like Jordan in the sense of that he just keeps getting better and better, and to be the best. Like you see Jordan in the '80s, like wow, he's got a mean 360 dunk and all that crazy footwork and running up and down the court, but he wasn't winning any chips, no chips, like a bag, like an empty bag of Doritos, no chips. He didn't have anything left. He had nothing left. Then he sat down. He looked at the plays. He still struggled with the triangle offense sometimes, but he figured it out. Figured out a way to make it incorporate it into his game. He passed the ball because that's selfish. Selfishness is not, oh, I'm gonna take the ball and shoot every time. That's not selfishness. Selfishness is if the guy's open, I'm passing it to him. If I have the shot, I'm taking it because I have the clear shot. That's selfishness. We have it all confused in our culture mainly because of faith, because of the faith-based instructions that we've had that really deter us from the truth, from the reality of it all. So Antetokounmpo has that gift, that not that I'm not going to say gift in the sense of something mystical. I'm going to say gift in the sense of something that's developed over time. That he has the stamina and the agility and the overall ability to be one of the greats. That's what separates the boys from the men, really. If you keep fighting, if you keep trying to win, if you keep trying to make sure that you are on top and you are the best, not better, but the best, not great, but the greatest. You have to have that in your mind. I remember Allen Iverson even said that along those lines. He had said I have to go out there on the court thinking I'm the best. You have to have that mentality if you're going to win. You can't go out there, well, I'm okay. I'm kind of good. I guess I'm all right a little bit. You can't be meek, mild, and modest and humble. You gotta be assertive. You gotta be confident. You have to be selfish. You have to have self-esteem. That's what you have to have in order to be a champion. And that's what I see with Brunson. Going back to the Knicks. This is a Knicks. This is a Knicks hour right now. This is all for the Knicks. I really think the Knicks are going to crush the Sixers. Now this is blasphemy coming from a kid that grew up in Newark, Delaware, same place where oh goddamn, what's his name? Vincenzo. Dante Vincenzo was born and raised, I think, in the same area as myself in Newark, Delaware. So, and who does he play for? Who does he play for? Dante Vincenzo. He plays for New York. How about that? I totally forgot. My dumbass. He plays for New York. So he used to play for the Bucks. That's why I keep on thinking he's at. That's why I had to make sure. He currently plays for the New York Knicks. So he could get another chip. He got a chip when he was with the Bucks. When he first came out of Villanova. When he came out of Villanova, he played for the Milwaukee Bucks. But he's on the Knicks. So Vincenzo keeps up with those three. He has like a clutch three-pointer. He has a clutch three-pointer. He doesn't make a whole lot of threes, but when it's time, crunch time, it's time for him to, to shine. He puts up that three, and it's awesome. It's a great, sight to behold. So I think that is definitely a worthwhile thing to see. So if we have DiVincenzo and Brunson and company, the New York Knicks could do some goddamn damage. Let me see. They're on the Slam cover. Let me see who's on here. Can't knock the hustle. Oh my God. Who is this? Who is this? Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson on the cover of Slam. Can't knock the hustle. They're doing the goddamn thing. They're magazine covers, that's big stuff. That's big shit. That is awesome. And I'm sure, I'm just imagining, you know, I'm just imagining the Empire State Building, the World Trade Center, one tower, the Chrysler Building, all lighting up with blue and orange. Everybody saying blue and orange skies. As many times as Jay-Z has put his name in the lyrics, Spike Lee's everywhere, and sitting next to Spike and all that. He says it so many times in different songs. But, like I said, Spike is like technically the mascot for the New York Knicks. If they don't have an official mascot, Spike Lee is definitely their mascot. He's running. He's jumping up and down. He's been doing this since every movie that he's made more money. And he said he started out, in the far back section. Then he went up a little bit more. Then he went up a little bit more. And then by the time, I think Jungle Fever came out, he had floor seats. I could be wrong. It could be earlier. But I think by the time Jungle Fever came out, he definitely was on the floor. And that was over 30 years ago. So I think, Knicks. It's all Knicks. Go Knicks. This whole show is go Knicks. I might say it again tomorrow. Go Knicks. I want the Knickerbockers to win. The Niggerbockers. The Niggerbockers. The Nigs. I want them to win. I want them to have a championship. A banner hanging up on from the rafters. I want to see that. I want to see that skill set, of teamwork, selfishness, and that's the thing that pisses me off about the Heat, or pissed me off. I think are they done? They're done, right? Like they had the play, like the Sixers dusted them off, and now they're not playing anymore, right? They go to the playoffs if they win against the Knicks. If that happens, if the Knicks win, they'll go again into the playoffs. If I'm not incorrect. Please tell my dumb ass. Let my dumb ass know. because I don't know what the hell is going on in basketball anymore. Like I said, I'll catch a game, I'll watch it through, see the different plays, but then I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like, it's not that serious. I'm studying hockey. I'm trying to understand the different zones you have to be in, the exact offense you have to have, the amount of players that can be on the ice at the same time, and the different play strategies and everything like that. All that is fun. I mean, that's the best part of hockey is showing the sellies, the celebration, because it's the scoring is not like in basketball. You're gonna get a score most likely in 2 seconds, 2 to 12 seconds probably. You're gonna get a score. Hockey, it's like 2 to 3 minutes. You might not even see a score. So it might even be longer than that. It could be 5 to 10 minutes sometimes. So, but with basketball, see, this is the thing. Baseball is like sex for America. Soccer or football is like sex for the world. It's just metaphors. And football is war. American football is war, definitely. Basketball is mercantilism, or the continuous making of more money and making more money and making more money. That's mercantilism. I was gonna say capitalism, but that's not exactly what it means. Um, but what I think is that with the Knicks being so good this year, going all the way to number 2, pause. I guess, do I say pause and stuff like that? I don't know, but it's not. So with them being challengers, being up against immeasurable odds, as they say, you know the Sixers will have to have that Broad Street bully attitude. They'll have to have that back in the day mentality, of hard scrabble, hard fought, hard won, kind of game mentality. That's what they're gonna have to have. That's exactly what they're gonna have to display if they are going to, in fact, go against the Knicks with that kind of mindset. They have to have the right mindset. That's key. The right mindset. Because it's all thinking. Like I said, it's all intellectual. You can't do anything without your brain. I mean, technically. I mean, for the most part. I mean, you can do this without your brain. That's the autonomous system, most likely. Oh my God, I know. Caitlin Clark, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You spelled my name wrong. Make sure you put the E on there. But I do look better because I took my psych drugs, and I always fight. They tell me not to do it, but I have to do it. I have to get, if I have something on my heart, I gotta go for it. I don't say on my heart because your heart ain't nothing but a pump. But I appreciate that, Caitlin. Thank you for that. Yeah, I had the psych drugs in me, and I was fighting. You could tell I was fighting. I was fighting real tough, and I just went straight to sleep right after that. Here we go, Rick James, ladies and gentlemen. You wanted the best, you got the best. I present the man who is young, wild, and free as he goes into the looking glass to see. Backed by popular demand, I present Skylar Sander Seas. Salute to you, Rick James. That's all I'm gonna say. You do it on purpose. I know you do it on purpose. It's so simple. It's just a keystroke. Just to say Skylar with an E. Put an S on Saunders at the end. I know you're doing it on purpose. I know you have whatever the dust, whatever it is that you're doing. It's all part of the plan, I guess. I don't know. It's part of the scheme. But I'm talking about basketball. If you just joined me, same thing with you, Caitlin. Caitlin Clark. Speaking of basketball, talking about this basketball stuff. Like I said, I'm familiar with it up to about 2001. 2001, when the Sixers lost the championship, I was like, I'm good. I'm all right. I don't have to watch this anymore. I'm not gonna, diminish myself and worsen my own mood, knowing that these bums are gonna lose. But the Knicks are giving people a lot of hope. Within the tri-state area of New York. New York is New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. So that tri-state area is zooming, and I think, let me make sure. Rain, okay. NHL. Okay, everybody else I think is sorry. I think everybody else is sorry. I don't even see them on here. Okay, in the Metropolitan Division, the Rangers are number one. In the Metropolitan Division, they're number one. The Islanders are number three. So, people are rooting for these teams. That's the thing. That's just so beautiful about this room. Look at this room. My dad loves the Cowboys. That's what really sets us apart when we can talk about sports. Sports, the literal definition of sports is something that the sport days, or something that's a distraction, something that takes your mind off of something. That's the literal definition of sports. So when you have it in your mindset that you have people that are fighting over whatever piece of legislation is going on in Washington, and all this bureaucratic bullshit, and politicians going back and forth and debating, and there's elections and all that. Like, we can talk about that all day. The issues, we can argue and argue all day. Why don't we talk about something like sports? That's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's multi-billion-dollar business that people can relate to, people can subscribe to, and say, oh, this is interesting. We can say, this is my favorite sport. I love this team. This is really cool. I love the fact that my favorite players play on such a level. And just think about all the training, conditioning, all the practice, all the different, practice. That's what Allen Iverson said. Practice. We're not talking about a game. Not a game. We're talking about practice. But anyway, all the training, all the regimen, the dieting. They can't eat certain foods. They have to eat other foods over here. They can't get fat over the break. Whatever break they have. Over the summer is usually for basketball and hockey. They can't get big off the pig. They got to maintain their physique. They maintain their mind. They have to know the plays, know the routes for football. They have to know all of that. All that has to congeal and mesh together into a cohesive whole. That has to be. So my main point is that the Knicks have to win. That's my main point. I want the Knicks to win, especially since a fellow Delawarean is on the Knicks and he already has a championship. He's not really an all-star. He's not on that level. He may get to that level one day, but he's not there yet. I'm talking about Dante DiVincenzo. I'm sure that's Italian. I'm pretty sure that's Italian. But that's the beauty and the majesty that is involved in games like basketball. And that was my sport. That was the sport I clung to. I didn't play football. I played briefly basketball. It was for the PAL, the Police Athletics League. That was cool. I hit a three-pointer, and everybody went crazy. That was like my only shot I made. That was terrible. But I used to play pickup games all the time. I still play pickup games up to about 2019 before COVID hit. And before I totaled my truck. But yeah, so it's just a great thing to have, sports, because it is the cliche, the metaphor for life. It's the metaphor for life. It has ups and downs. It has the agony of defeat and the glory of triumph, or however that goes. The sweetness of the victory, or the agony of defeat, or something like that. But that's like that in life. You have terrible times that happen to you. You have wonderful times that happen to you. It's that balance that you have to have and have to have mentally. You have to have your mind focused on winning at all cost. You don't want to be like somebody that is going to be tearing down people to get your own way. That's selflessness. That's unselfish. If you're tearing down other people, if you're going against other people and saying that they're one thing or the other, that's selflessness and irrational. So even though there's no irrational selflessness, let me make that distinction. I'm just saying, showing you the parts that do make sense there. So Knicks gotta win. That's all I gotta say. Knicks gotta win, no matter what. I don't care what happens. We gotta make sure the Knicks win. That would be awesome. That would just be so cool. If the Sixers win, it's like they have a ticker tape parade. Quinta Brunson is gonna write that into the show. How the championship won, her show Abbott Elementary. That'd be interesting, and you'd be like, oh, that's cool, yeah, that's funny, ha ha ha. But if the Knicks win, the Knickerbockers, if they win, that means that it's gonna be something like I'm trying to think of another example. Maybe I can't think of any right now off the top, but just imagine that. It would be 23 years after September 11, 2001. And they've had championships. Like I said, the Yankees won. I don't know if the Rangers or the Islanders won. Technically, the Giants won twice. I think they won in 2007 and 2012. Also have to check that. Let me make sure. Giants. Let me make 100% sure I have that correct. Y'all be like, oh, no. They won in a different year. It was a different year. Rick James. Next, when we boycott. What do you mean you boycott? 2008, excuse me. It was 2008. They won in 2008, 2012. The Giants. But they play in New Jersey. They don't even play in New York. They won in 2002. No, the Giants did not win in 2002. The Patriots won in 2002. So you gotta get your facts straight. If I'm wrong, I admit it. You gotta have your facts straight there, friend. Let me move this real quick. Yeah, so the Patriots definitely won in 2002. Just make clear. But the home of hip hop. There's gonna be all kinds of. I'm on my New York shit. And then New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's gonna be all kinds of that. Ticker tape going through Wall Street. Wall Street will probably go up. Just based on the fact that the Knicks won. It's already on fire. It just be inflamed. Even more. So I just want to say, the Knicks winning, that would just be so awesome. I know it sounds emotional, but it's really rational. It really is thinking because they're good. I'm not saying they're a long shot. Like they're eighth. They can still pull it. They can still do it. It's a long shot, but they were number 2 this year. They were number 2, right behind the Celtics, right behind them. So I think that we have a chance. The Knicks do. Okay, who is this? Vinny Lou. One team that has not won anything since almost Jesus was crucified. The New York Jets. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father, in the name of the blood. That is true. The Jets are horrible. They haven't won since. Whoa. Hold on. I want to say LBJ. Hold on. Jets champions. 1969. Okay, so who was president in 1969? Was that Nixon too? I think that was Nixon too. Yup, Nixon. Yup. So the Jets haven't won since 1969. Even worse than the Knicks, which was I think 1973. They won two, 1970 and 1973. Yup. Last one was 1973. Just a horrible franchise. Yeah, if you want to talk about football, hockey, baseball, tennis, golf, curling, we can talk about that because I'm trying to talk about anything but rap and the Civil War and the bullshit that's going on between Rick Ross and Drake and Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Metro Boomin and Future and all these niggas. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit, talk about something I just saw last night. I just saw the Miami Heat and Sixers game. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And it was sloppy as hell. It was crazy. It was going back and forth, 1-3 after another. They'll shoot a three. They shot a three. They're going in the paint. They go in the paint. It was wild. It's just a horrible franchise. Yeah, and people know that. That's why people are still mostly Manhattanites, if that's the correct term to say, and people from the higher places in New York, other than Brooklynites, come from a place that's different than where the Giants primarily come from. Giants fans come from. Jets fans, are usually rowdier, more, just nastier. They're on a different type time. But yeah, they are a bum franchise, a horrible franchise, as Vinny Lou has pointed out. Vinny Lou, if you want to donate to this program, if you find any merit in what I say, you can donate by Cash App, which is $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. I'll say that again. $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. Also, if you would like to use PayPal, you can use paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. Send whatever you like. But if you want to ask a question, it's $20 minimum. Yeah, I'm running pockets. Rick James is telling the truth. I'm running pockets today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling light. I'm not talking about hip hop. I'm talking about sports. I'm talking about basketball to be precise. And even more precise, the winning that must happen with the Knicks. It has to happen. DiVincenzo has to get 2 chips from Delaware. They'll put a statue of him in front of what do we got? In front of the University of Delaware sign. Even though he went to Villanova, but he's from Newark, so he understands what it's like to be from here. From Newark, Delaware, Dante DiVincenzo. So I think that's cool. And of course Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's a problem. He's an issue. He's going to be definitely a main factor in them winning. And this other guy I just saw I forgot his name already. Slam. Oh my god, are you kidding me? They have every other one but. You've got to be kidding. I just saw this. I'm trying to find it right now. I'm trying to find it. Josh Hart. That's the guy. Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo. They're the truth, the way, and the life. Yes, I'm from Newark. I'm proud to say I'm currently in Newark right now, broadcasting live from Newark, Delaware. Proud to say that. I forgot Josh Hart. That's how I have to keep remembering. Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart. They're gonna do it, guys. They had. It's got to be a big three, just like in hip hop, just like anywhere else. You had Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. You had Kobe, Fisher, and Shaq. It's like those are the big three. You had you had Curry, Green, and who else? And Klay Thompson. You have to have a three. There's always a component of three, even though there's five people on your team on the court at the same time. You got to have a big three to work the offense and the defense. That's what's so important. That's what has to be discovered. That's what has to be talked about. That's what has to be shown. I can see it right now, like the whole town painted blue and orange. That'd just be awesome to me. I mean, New York really needs it. Really needs it. Just to have something like a blast in the past. And they had not been doing well over the past few years. They were doing mediocre to terrible. They were like at last place at some time or close to the last place, under 500. This is a different way. This is a different world. They turned themselves around. They put themselves together. They cleaned up their act. They ain't letting nothing, no one stand in their way. All right, I'm saying lyrics right now, but and Philly lyrics by the way too. This ain't no stopping us now. That was the anthem back in 2001. Everybody was like Sixers beat LA, beat LA, beat LA. Knicks ain't no Chicago Bulls, okay, or even Cowboys. Facts, true. You spelled Knicks wrong, but Knicks are not a dynasty team. They could have been. They had 70 and 73, 1970 and 1973. No, it's not Earth, Wind, and Fire. God damn. What are you talking about, Rick James? Rick James is on his own type level. That's I think McFadden and Whitehead. Yeah, McFadden and Whitehead. So it's totally different now. It's a totally different kind of realm. It's it's a special thing, just to consider, because by the time they have a ticker tape parade and everything, it'll be like, damn, New York actually won. You know, the Rangers are the only ones that can. Let me see if they won anything. Rangers, I know they won in the '90s. I think so. That saved New York too, because let me see, Stanley Cups, '93 to '94. That was the last time they won. It was '93 '94 when Clinton was in office. So just imagine that. And Islanders. Let me see. That's close to New York, so it's technically New York. They have won 4 Stanley Cup titles. 80 to 83. Wow, they won 4 in a row. Is that true? 79 to 80, 80 to 81, 81 to 82, 82 to 83. That's a four-peat. Wow. That's amazing. That's hardly talked about. That should be talked about more. But yeah, so I learned about zone. I think I remember zone. Is it? I think it was zone defense that I learned. I always knew there was zone offense. You can play zone offense, but I learned there's zone defense. That was pretty extraordinary. But that's what I think is so cool about all this is the fact that we have the opportunity to, come together on pause on no Diddy on the level of saying, I hate your politics. I hate what you got to say about the president. I hate what you say about. I have to say about Congress. I hate what you have to say about the Senate. I hate what you have to say about all this. But, damn it, if we're not the same on same terms as a team, we have the same favorite team, or if we have different teams. We can argue and be funny about it. We can say ha ha ha. Our team is gonna crush your team. And be like that. Yeah, politics. Yeah, you can say our team is gonna definitely dust your team. Your team's going down. They're whack. They're corny. They're slow. And just have that whole vibe about it. That's what I think is going to be amazing. That's what I think is going to be special. If the Knicks actually won, if they just won. Now, it usually happens to me that it's like, it's not going to happen, my nigga. Bucks is strong. Celtics is really strong. This year, I don't know what the record is. Maybe I can look it up. Boston. Why? I'm going to see Celtics, Knicks. From what I understand, the Knicks won 3 out of 4 during this year. During last year. Oh, that's last year. I need to see this year. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's definitely within our grasp to say that we have the power to understand that. What is the Black Eyed Children? Oh Jesus, is this some goofy, creepy show again? Black Eye. Adventure Time, of course. Part of the paranormal. Oh. Yeah, I just found this out. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Rick James. You bring the best, weirdest, craziest stuff I can possibly imagine. Some goofy stuff. It's really goofy. I just saw It's Not Adventure Time. I saw it on Wikipedia. Contemporary legend, paranormal creatures that resemble children between ages 6 and 16 with pale skin and black eyes who were reportedly seen hitchhiking or begging or encountered on doorsteps or residential homes. It's the children who came into your house saying, can they come in and use the bathroom all sweet, but then they steal your soul. Well, I don't believe in soul stealing. I don't believe in soul theft. I do believe in a soul, but not in the mystical sense. I believe the soul is your personality, your whole aura, your whole, what differentiates you from another individual. That's your soul. What you produce, what you show, what you bring to the table. That's what it is the idea. So yeah, so I just really like the idea of having the Knicks be on top. Even though they're number 2 in the standings, they can still win the championship. They can still get a chip. They can get a chip like a Frito-Lay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually, if I was a betting man, I would put money on them. But I'm not. But yeah, it's LA and New York. Those are the two main, draws. Especially New York. New York is the epicenter of finance, modeling, art, you know, journalism, everything. It is the heart of it all. It is the brain center of it all. It is the spinal cord. Have you finished your CMOS yet, sir? I'm halfway done the jar. How does Papa Sarna feel about? He hasn't had any. Tia Jenny? Who is Tia Jenny? I don't know. What is Tia Jenny? I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta correct yourself, Rick James. You gotta explain yourself a little bit sharper. I'm not sure who Tia Jenny is, but yeah. So I'm just banking on Jalen Brunson. He seems like one of those like quiet killers, like Rondo number 9. He just seemed like he was just like he didn't smile much. He was always on defense. He was a great defensive player. I don't know where the hell he is now. Let me see, where is Rondo? Rajon Rondo. So he's a former NBA star. He's no longer in the NBA. Two-time NBA champion, by the way. One of the few people that played for both the Clippers and the Lakers. Twice. He played for the Lakers twice. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Rajon Rondo is one of my favorite basketball players. But you gotta clear up what you're saying, Rick James. I'll answer in a second, but just tell me what it is. Tell me what you mean. I don't know who Tia Jenny is. Let me know who Tia Jenny is. Then we can get somewhere. But no, I have not finished it off. It's really great tasting. I have half of it done. I'm trying to save it, and then have not eat the whole thing at one time. But that's a good indication that I need to talk about. I thought you had an aunt named Jenny. Nope, I do not have an aunt named Jenny. But I do have some sponsors. YouTube subscriber. I thought we need to send $20 to ask you a question. Rick James doesn't need to send in $20. He has a wrench. If you notice already, he has a blue wrench. He's one of my top tier supporters. So he definitely doesn't need it. But that was a good catch, though, YouTube subscriber. To ask a question. But never hesitate to ask that question if you like. That was almost a good catch. But kind of fumbled at the end. So, let me get into this. My main man, Peng, his product, LifeStrongApparel.com. CMOS, wildcrafted, raw. It's excellent. I tried it. It tastes really good. You might want to get it yourself. You definitely got to get it yourself. I'm not even going to promote his other one because he's still working on it. But I'm definitely going to promote the raw, wild, crafted CMOS. Yeah, exactly. Rick Ross. Rick James says this, the yummy gummies. CMOS delicious. Yeah. So, check out Peng's products. LifeStrongApparel.com. leifestrong.com. leifestrongapparel.com. Also, subscribe to the man, the myth, the legend, B Jackson at BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube. Tell him my goofy ass sent you, Skylar Saunders. Subscribe to Spirit Smooth Tunes, SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES on YouTube. Tell him Skylar sent you. Also, Dot Focus, twitch.tv, DOTFOCUS _ just one underscore, not a full bar, just one underscore. And if you would like to advertise or sponsor this show, you can go to SKYLERSAUNDERS at gmail.com. That's Skylar Saunders at gmail.com. Also, if you want to join Skylar's 100 Club, contribute at least $100 or more in a month to the broadcast. It's very possible. It used to be $50. Most of the people that did contribute $50 did get a wrench. I think all the people that got $50 got a wrench. And you can do that by way of, like I said, the aforementioned PayPal, paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS, Venmo at SKYLERIZED, and Cash App, $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. Knicks gotta go. Knicks win. That's all I'm hollering. Got me hollering KNICKS. KNICKS. Let's go Knicks. Go Knicks. I want to see Spike Lee make a movie about it, because he's the most famous, like I said, and there's plenty of people that come to the Knicks games. You know, there's Michael Che and Pete Davidson and Colin Jost from SNL fame. You know, just multiple people. Like, I think Cecily Strong came to a few games before. It's just a whole lot. She's from SNL. I got all the SNL people on my brain. I don't know. But yeah, Spike will do a whole documentary series, at least 12 episodes, and have it for Netflix. I mean, I can just imagine all the possibilities. It'd just be awesome. And then, like, you know, they'll be like, start spreading the news. And then in New York, and I'm on my New York shit, you know, and all that. I didn't see that happening. Doc got all the games. Yes, he has. He does have all the games. He's the truth. So, definitely go Knicks. Make sure you support them. Make sure you have them in mind. If you're a praying person, pray to the non-Jesus and the non-God that don't exist. Tell them to make sure that there is a Knicks team, and to shower their blessings upon them. That's the thing that I always wonder too. When people pray for their team, why are you praying for your team? So the other people are praying for their team. So God's like all confused. He's like, who do I pray? Who do I bless? I mean, who deserves the blessing? The person, you know, what criteria are there that warrants a team to be blessed or not? You know, because somebody sent up a prayer. It's goofy to me. That's why I'm an atheist. Because it's just a goofy thing. People praying to Jesus and all and stuff like that. Please let him make this shot. Just let him make this 3-pointer right now. Come on, Jesus. Just let, you know, put your blessings upon him. You know, shine a light upon him, and let him make this 3-pointer. It's goofy, but that's where we are. We have 21st century technology with a first century morality, and it just doesn't match. It doesn't match up. We're so committed to the idea of being in a sense of being committed to mysticism and collectivism and altruism, that we completely forget that, oh my God, we're actually advanced. We're actually, technologically advanced, and part of the growing mind. But at the same time, we still have Jesus, we still have God, we still have Allah, we still have Muhammad, we still have Moses. Billions of people believe this stuff. Not really. They really don't believe it, and they know they don't believe it, but they have to show that they believe it. They have to have some kind of way of showing faith, showing some kind of way they are, part of that, set. It's goofy to me. It's real goofy. But one day there's gonna be a day when that roll would be called, and we will have all the people say they don't believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Muhammad. They don't believe in Moses. And all they have is reason, individualism, and capitalism. That's all I'm looking for. One day it's going to be like that. I may not be there. I may not get there with you. But that's what I see. Because that's the thing. It's like they say, for another sport, God, family, football. Some people say basketball, but it's really the strongest one is football. They used to even say, "Oh, we retracted the roof on the Cowboys stadium to let God see into the football game." Okay, cute, but I thought he was omnipresent. I thought he was everywhere. I thought he existed in all frames and all forms of existence. Why is he? Why does he have to have a retractable roof to see in when he can see at all times, everywhere, all the time? You know, it, if I wasn't an atheist, I'd be like, God damn. But I'm like, okay, I'll give you that. But there's this little thing called reality that you should step into and embrace, because it's something that is very crucial to the health of your own brain. That's the thing. A lot of people think about people like, oh, you believe in God, you must be stupid. Has nothing to do with intelligence. It takes very little intelligence. It's a detriment to your psychology, to your mind, to your brain. It's a detriment to your mental faculty. That's the case. That's the reality. It's a detriment to who you are as a human being. And it takes away your thought processes. And it replaces it with garbage. And that's the thing. They say GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you consume, you're gonna produce, and the vice versa. Whatever you produce, you're gonna consume. Went off on a little tangent here, but I thought it was important. I still kept on with the idea of sports, because that's what they do. They have on the court. That's what I was gonna say about the Heat. They pissed me off because they said the Heat values or something like that, and the Heat ideas, whatever the hell they had, and on the floor it says unselfish. Really? Unselfish? A game where you're supposed to make as many points against the other team as possible? Not give the ball away. Literally say, hey, you know what? You guys win this game. That would be unselfish. That would be unselfish. You give the ball, you say, hey, I'm going to miss this shot on purpose so you guys can get the rebound and score. Matter of fact, I'm going to score on your court. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a back court violation. Before I cross the court, I'm going to shoot on your rim. That's exactly what that means. That's what unselfishness means. There's no other word for it. Unless it's altruism, which is the same thing. And right now, I have 0 people watching me. And I'm not mad. Because this is all for the rebroadcast. This is a very good time. This is a test for me. This was a little bit of a research. Hour plus, going on almost 2 hours. But yeah, so I want the Knicks to win. That's the bottom line. I want the Knicks to win. Okay. Lies in here. Lies in here. Okay. Lies. In here. Oh, you're saying lies. You meant to put period. I'm in here or something like that. Well, I'm just going by, they must have phantom views because I used to get over 100 views in a single shot. Now it's like down to 40 to 80. It's crazy. I don't understand how it works, but it's more than I do on my MacBook. It's weird. I don't know why the phone is, and new people come in, people I never heard of, like who else came in here? Vinny Lou and Mike G and Caitlin Clark. Yesterday was Caitlin Clark, but official J Dub. Man, I meant to be on this damn thing. I really didn't mean to do that. God damn it! I don't even know who that was. They didn't give me enough time to freaking answer it. What is that? Message deleted by Scott. I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't. Alright, so I have to reinstall all your messages. Really didn't mean to do that, Mike G. I said I'm not going to delete your stuff. I'm not going to do that. That was a glitch. That was me flipping through these little ass letters. God damn, I can hardly. That's the only drawback. I can't hardly see anything. Mike G was hidden by Skylar Sonic. Okay, can I reverse that? How do I reverse that? I don't know, Mike G. Try to type something. I don't know. Some goofy shit. I didn't mean to do that. Really didn't. Pardon me on that. I want you to say whatever you want. Talk about my goofy ass. Talk about my dumb ass. Do what you gotta do. I don't care. I'm getting the views either way. But yeah. So the Knicks gotta win. That's all I gotta say. Knicks gotta win. I mean, I'm just imagining they'll have Spike will have his movies, but they're gonna have multiple movies about the Knicks winning. And I'm just imagining all the news broadcasts. Oh my God, that ticker tape parade will be freaking fire. It will be on point. Hopefully it's for just this show. I don't want him to be blocked for anything else. I don't know. Mike G, salute to you, sir. Didn't mean to block your messages. I was trying to thumb through who was in here. So hey, it's been real. I want to see how many people I got. It's been going on not almost 94 minutes. So I'm well over my limit. But I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate that. I'll stop in 4 minutes. I'll stop right at 5 o'clock. So DiVincenzo, Hart, and Brunson. That's all you got to remember. The big three. It's always the big three. The big three that's got to help out. The big three. That's what you got to focus on. I guess for the Sixers it was Snow, Dikembe Mutombo, and Iverson. But they just couldn't figure it out. The Lakers were too strong for them. Excuse me, I had to clear some mucus from my body. Because that's not good for you. You shouldn't have any mucus in you. I mean, just enough to, control dust and dander and stuff like that. That's why people have allergies. But, yeah, Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo. That's the key. That's what we have to strive for. That's the whole idea of this entire understanding. It's the fact that we have an election year. This is election year. It's Olympic year. So, I mean, it's crazy because LeBron has, I think, 2 bronze. LeBron's. He doesn't have, I don't think he has any gold medals. I don't think so. Hold on. Okay, he does have gold medals. He has gold medals for 2008 and 2012. But he has a bronze for 2004 and when he was in FIBA World Championship against Japan. In Japan. Yeah, definitely one of the best. He's one of the best. You can't take that away from him. You can't take that away from him. Cannot take that away from him. He's one of the best players to ever come out of the womb of the NBA. And he gets hate. He gets a lot of hate. And I hate him too. I hate on him too to motivate him, you know. But LeBron James definitely has the thing. And I'm doing this show because I was talking about his son, Bronny, and that got like 300 views. So I was like, shit. Because it started out real slow. Then it just picked up. So I was like, let me try a little bit of this sports talk. And I might do sports talk for the whole week. You know, I might do other sports as well. But, you know, it's very esoteric with baseball. Very esoteric. You know, all the RBIs and home runs, and it gets deep. You know, it can be very statistical. It's a very mathematical game. You know, it's beautiful. But all right, it's 5 o'clock. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for tuning in and making sure that I have enough views and subscriptions. And I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.